birth in the same hospital, and they both gave birth to a son. But the difference was, the plutocrat's wife was about to go home happy with her baby. The woman, however, took the baby to the morgue in grief. The plutocrat's wife was passing by and saw the scene. She felt sorry for the new mother, unaware that it was her own child that had died. It turned out that the female doctor on duty had failed in her duty. The plutocrat's wife's baby died. Then the doctor, who had a wealthy and powerful family background, so she switched the woman's baby with her dead child. When the woman arrived at the ward, she looked at the report of her child's death. She suddenly remembered that the woman doctor who was supposed to be on duty that day came back to the hospital reeking of alcohol. She immediately suspected that something might have been wrong with him at that time. She guessed that it was probably because the doctor had been out drinking, that her baby had not been treated in time. That's why he died. Thinking about this, she couldn't sit still any longer. So, she immediately went to the nurse on duty that night. She asked when the child's condition had deteriorated and the whereabouts of the female doctor, but the nurse had already been bribed. She didn't tell her the truth. She stammered and told her that the child had gotten worse in the middle of last night and that the doctor had been in the hospital. She hadn't gone out, but the woman didn't believe her. She turned to the doctor and asked for clarification. When the nurse saw this and gave the female doctor the message. The doctor panicked at the news, but then she thought the woman was just a powerless person. She was no threat to her. She quickly calmed down. The woman came into the office. She asked again straight away, when did the child's condition deteriorate? Without thinking, the woman answered, in the morning. Obviously, the answer did not match that of the nurse and made the woman even more suspicious of the cause of the child's death. You bumped into me in the hall last night. Faced with the woman's questioning, Ross said she had misjudged the person, thinking that the woman was trying to claim compensation. The woman doctor's sophomoric face completely angered the woman, threatened to apply for an autopsy to check the real cause of the child's death. Then she turned around and left. At this point, the woman doctor finally became frightened. If an autopsy was carried out, then she would not be able to hide the fact that she had swapped the baby. So she went after her, trying to stop the woman. And that's when she saw the woman sitting with a man. The man happened to be the high school principal, who had been secretly in love with her for years. When the two of them separated, the female doctor rushed the man into her office. She cried and asked him to help her, but she didn't tell him the whole truth, only that she had made a mistake in her word. The baby had died. The man, of course, didn't miss this opportunity to court him, and without hesitation, he agreed to persuade the woman to abandon the autopsy. Tell the woman it's best not to get into trouble with the hospital. After all, her husband had been in a car accident. He was also being treated in this hospital. The woman agreed for her husband's sake, but what she never dreamed of was her compromise in exchange for her husband's death.